We have a new outlook from USDA when it comes to planting, but how could a new drought forecast factor in when it comes to prices? Michelle is back to talk it over with Rich Nelson in Markets Now.
Joining us with markets is Rich Nelson with Allendale, and let's start looking forward to the 2024 planting season, especially because we have built some pretty big yield projections in here to the forecast for 2024, but will the weather support that, Rich?
Now, we do have some threats already in place. We already have net soil moisture deficits here for much of Iowa, much of southeast Nebraska, portions of Missouri, portions of Minnesota as well. So that's one story. Now, we know that typically we don't need to get too excited about weather until the month of July specifically, but can we build a little premium? Can we maybe stabilize these markets? That's a very good point here. And keep in mind here, the summer weather forecast agreed to with both government as well as private sources might suggest western Corn Belt and plains-based dryness in these months ahead still.
Yeah, will it be difficult to get to 181 bushel per acre corn and 52 bushel per acre soybeans with that summer forecast showing some drought areas continuing?
And that's the big question. Now, one problem we have here is with our large carrying stocks, we need to really change the story. In fact, to have a movement back on the futures to $5 and to stay there, to stay at $5, you've got to have about a 10% yield hit across the nation for corn, for instance. That would be the second worst yield hit in 25 years. So I suggest we can have a rally. We can have a good spring rebound, so to speak. But keep in mind, for getting this market to stay at higher prices, it's more or less going to be pushing a boulder up a hill, so to speak, in the very short term here.
And we also have to get the funds to quit pushing the short side of the market, both old and new crop. And what do you see that could change that?
And that's a big question here. One positive side. Let's have a good discussion here, at least on the corn end of things here. Since February 5th, we have seen open interest decline. So this last leg of lower corn prices is actually from people getting out. So that's a good starting discussion for maybe some type of low in these days ahead here for corn. I don't have the same good news for soybeans. We still have rising open interest all the way through Thursday. So people are still getting in with soybeans and still confidently selling the soybean side in the grand scheme of things.
Thanks so much, Rich Nelson with Allendale, and we'll have more AgDay coming up.